Hey guys, it's me Lily, and today I want to start with a new series. I want to review pre-made survival kits, and today I want to start with this one. This is the military survival kit by the company BCB. So is it worth to buy this kit, or should you make one yourself? Well, today we are going to find out. So if you take a closer look at the survival kit here, then we can see that this is the military survival kit by BCB. I believe there's another one too, which is called the combat survival kit, but unfortunately I could not get my hands on one of those. So today we are going to review the military version. And also down at the bottom it says that the contents may vary. So just because I have a certain survival item in this kit, it doesn't mean that you will get the same things in your kit either. Now, if you take a look at the general appearance of this tin can, it's a pretty solid can, which is quite deep, and it comes with electrical insulation tape all the way around the tin can, so this is waterproof. Okay, so now let's open up this bad boy and let's check out the content. Now also, before we start, I've written myself a list which I think is important for survival. It starts with shelter, then fire, water, food. So these are the four main priorities, and then we also have security, orientation, signaling, miscellaneous items, first aid, cutting tool and cordage. And we will tick off each section, and then we will see how many points we get for the survival kit. Okay, now let's go. Let's open up this bad boy and let's take a look inside. So this is packed fully. You can see that the lid comes out a little bit. Oh yeah, and that's because the condoms here, they don't really fit the can anymore. So these are condoms and they are for water carriage. So I guess we can tick off water container. All right, then here we have stormproof matches. And here you can see that the striker is sealed off in another area, in another compartment, so that the matches cannot go off by accident. So I really like these matches. That's really good to have. Next we have a cotton ball for tinder. Alright, then the next part of the survival kit is totally sealed in a waterproof bag. I really like that. Let's check out this pack later. I first want to go through the other items that we have here. Okay, we have this small knife with a liner lock. It has some serrations. That will be good for cordage, but it's not really good for carving. But still, it will be sufficient enough to make some tinder. Okay, here we got some band-aids in different sizes. 4 pieces. Then we got 2 hooks. Water purification tablets. The question is, which container are you going to use for one of those? Because you need to be pretty exact with these tablets, otherwise you will have a problem. So it says 1 tablet for 1 liter of water. The question is if you can estimate the amount of water in a condom. So I rather would have a good container, or maybe a water bottle where you can dissolve the tablets and make accurate measurements. Then here we got a signal mirror, which is soft. Yeah, I gotta say it's not the best one. I can barely see myself in this mirror. So that's not the best signaling mirror. And then you get some warning from the water purification tablets. So in general, I am not a fan of those because, yeah, it's surely not very healthy if you purify water with these on a regular basis. So I rather boil my stuff, and the can is actually big enough so that you could boil some water in here, but of course the volume is really small, so you would need forever to yeah, to get a decent amount of water. Okay, now let's check out what's in the bag. We have 2 zip ties. We got some cordage. Looks like nylon cordage. Then we have a pencil and something to write on. An accident evaluation report. I really like that, that you have something to write in case you need to take some urgent notes. Okay. Next, here you can see a small keychain light. To activate it, you have to pull this plastic. Okay. So this is a 1 LED keychain light. It's better than nothing, I guess. Then we have this silicone tubing. You can definitely siphon some water out of cracks from a tree. Then we have this really nice signal whistle. Let's try it out. Yeah, this one is really loud, so it's a decent one and I really like it. High quality. Next we have a snare wire, and that's really good for trapping. It has a good size, looks like 1 millimeter of wire, and that's good enough for small to medium size game. So I really like the amount of wire that you get. This is really heavy. You can definitely make a couple of snares out of this, at least like 3, maybe 4. So yeah, pretty good for getting food. Okay, then we have a sewing kit. I guess it's good to have. Also the needle in here is important for first aid. Next we have some safety pins. I guess you can also use those as fishing gear. Okay, then we got 2 razor blades. Now one time I've got it a pheasant with a razor blade and it worked perfectly well. So for gutting fish or small game, this is perfectly fine. Also I like that you have this small handle here so that you don't cut yourself. But still you have to be really careful using these. But for gutting game, that's perfect. Okay, then we got a fire steel. Now this fire steel also comes with a button compass integrated. Let's see if it's working. It's working, but it took a long time until it went into the right position. So I guess it's better than nothing, but in general, I'm not a big fan of button compasses because, yeah, very often they get stuck or they are super slow. But anyway, let's check out the fire steel in here. Seems to be quite a hard magnesium alloy. Let's try the other side. So here in the front, the striker works much better. Okay, this one is working really good. But it's a little bit small, so I wish they chose a longer one. But in general, that's a really good fire steel with a really good handle, so it's very comfortable. And yeah, the button compass is an extra. Now this saw blade is actually an iron saw blade. So you could use it to saw some iron, handcuffs or something. So I really like that feature. Then in here we get a wax candle, a tea light. Next we have a really good fishing kit with 4 decent sinkers and swivels and a couple of fish hooks. And a really nice fishing line. So that's really awesome. I think that's a really high quality fishing kit. And you will definitely catch some fish with these hooks. Also the hooks come with an eye, so they are easy to attach to some cordage. So yeah, I really like this fishing kit. Okay, last but not least, in here we have a wire saw. Now, in general, I have to say I'm not a big fan of those because they are not very efficient, but at least they have attached some high quality rubber handles to them. So now you can stick in like 3 or 4 fingers. So it's a little bit better than the other cheaper wire saws that you get. But still, I'm not a big fan of those. So I rather would have a bigger size knife in here. All right, so this is the BCB Military Survival Kit. What do you think about it? Well, I think in general, it's a pretty good survival kit out of the box. There are a few items that I really like for example, these matches. They are really great. Pretty awesome matches, and they will definitely save your life in a storm type situation. Then again, I really like this fishing kit. It's of high quality and it will definitely catch you some fish. The snare wire is awesome. It's heavy duty, and if you know how to set up snares, then this is a really good item to have. I really like the signal whistle. It's loud. It seems to be of really good quality, but still it's very slim and at least 30% slimmer than other signal whistles. Then also the fire steel works great, and yeah, that's just another important item to have, because having only one method of making fire is not enough, because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So that's a good thing to have. Candles are great. This one here is a little bit bulky though, so I probably would switch it out with a Christmas candle, but still great thing to have and should not be missed in any survival kit, as well as some tinder. Now in general, with this thing, I'm not sure if you will be in the situation to actually use something like this, so I would leave this out of the kit. Band-aids, yeah, definitely a yes from me. A little bit of cordage goes a long way. Now, it's not the longest cordage and it will not be strong enough for building a shelter. Yeah, needles are important. So if you have a problem, a splinter in your hand, then this is very important to have. And zip ties are great. You can attach your knife to to a stick, but honestly these zip ties, they are not sturdy enough, so I would switch them out with some thicker ones. So I would add really thick zip ties to the kit instead of these ones. Now this signal mirror here is not good in my opinion. Yeah, you might do some signaling, but honestly I would switch it out with a better one. So the one that I would use is this one. This is a hard plastic one, which has a hole at the inside, and you can properly see your face if you have injuries in your face, and also you can signal to a helicopter. So this would be a better choice. Then this light is nice. I like it. For the size, I think it's okay. But still, you could switch it out to some better ones. I know that there are some really small, very slim flashlights nowadays, which are much brighter than this one here and also have a bigger battery inside. But I guess it's still okay in here. Now the wire saw, I have to say, I don't like it. I would not take it with me. I mean, if you want to, you can always leave it inside, but I think it's pretty much useless, to be honest. Now the 2 razor blades, I think, are okay, and the safety pins are also great, so yeah, always great to have. Now the accident evaluation report I really do like, and the pencil is awesome as well, so I would leave it inside. If you take a better signal mirror, if you take some better zip ties, and maybe a little bit of a better knife than this. Yeah, in terms of the water purification tablets, I have to say I really dislike them. They are not healthy. I guess in a survival situation it would work, but you can poison yourself, and I know somebody who had to go to the hospital because he overdosed himself with chemicals, and that's what you don't want in a survival situation. So you have to be really careful if you want to use this. Instead, what I recommend is a water filter like this one here. This is the Soya mini filter. So I would rather have something like this with me, but of course this does not fit the can. Maybe it's better to choose a slightly bigger tin can, so you can pack a proper water filter. And then also, if you take this, I would leave the condoms at home, and instead I would use a proper water container like this one here, and this folds together really nicely. And I guess you can fit that in a medium size tin can as well. So yeah, these are my changes that I would make to the system to make it a better kit. But all in all, I think it's a great kit, and you have a lot of things to work with. So now let's check our checklist for a second. So this is what I've checked off. Fire is very well covered. Water also somehow. And security, I cannot really see any item that would be great for security. Maybe the signal whistle, because if a bear comes into your camp, you might be able to use it against wild animals. So let's tick off the security section as well. And the signal whistle is good for signaling as well, of course. Then we have one compass. Now honestly, I wish that we had a second compass in here, or at least one good needle compass. So with the compass, I'm not so happy. Then we have a couple of miscellaneous items, 2 first aid items, 3 cutting tools, cordage, and a flashlight. And the price for this kit is about 35 bucks. So we have items for very important sections of survival, but actually the most important survival priority, which is shelter, is missing. So here we got 0 points, and for the rest we are covered. So in general, I think it's a really good survival kit, but as I said before, I would switch out some items. Is it worth buying this pre-made kit? Well, you have to decide for yourself. A lot of these items you might already have at home, and I think it's always better if you make your own survival kit. But still, a pre-made survival kit can complement your own personal survival kit. So I think in general, it's really not a bad kit to have. And gear is gold in a survival situation, so every bit can help you out to either save calories or find your way home, to get some food or find some water. So I think in general, the BCB survival kit, the military version, is not too bad at all. It's maybe a little bit pricey, yes, but you can always decide yourself if you buy one of these or if you make one yourself. Alright guys, so this is it. This was my review about the BCB military survival kit. If you want to see more videos like this, then make sure that you are subscribing to my channel.